Hey guys, Rocket Rob here, and today we are looking at the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is the area that most players have been spending their time in, that, you know, people have been just not even completing the game because they're too busy exploring and enjoying the wild area, where you can literally find so many different types of Pokemon and encounter all sorts of different things. We're going to be looking at everything that you can do in here through this video, a comprehensive guide that will cover, one, what are these sections? What is the go with all the different sections in here? Two, what's the go with the weather? How can that affect the type of Pokemon you encounter? And how can we control the weather using a little trick as well, which is really exciting. And then just all the other stuff that you can do in the wild area. So from encountering Pokemon to finding different things, Dynamax, Gigantamax, and all the other fun stuff that you can do in the wild area as well. So we're going to start with just having a look at the different sections in the wild area. There are 17 different sections. So we're going to have a look at that now. You have here, you can see a map with all the different sections. It's divided into two halves. You've got the southern wild area down here. And that encompasses all of these ones here. This is kind of like your friendly beginner, nice guy area where the Pokemon are kind of a little bit easier and it's not quite as intense, whereas the northern wilderness wild area, that is full of monsters that can reach level 65. They're incredibly strong, and every single one of these sections have different types of Pokemon that appear in them, which is really exciting. 17 different types. And not only that, but the type of weather that it is at the time that you encounter them will also change the type of Pokemon. We're going to have a look at that now. So you can see here it's snowing, right? But if I'm to go into another area, there are actually 9 different weather areas. So basically all throughout the wild areas, you can encounter different weathers. If I go across the bridge, the weather should change. Here we go. It's nice and stopped raining now. It's a bit cloudy, overcast as they call it in this game. And it basically changes the type of Pokemon that can appear. So if you want to have a look at what the weather actually is, you can go find that in your map. And I can have a look. So here we've got, overcast. Here we've got snowy. What else have we got? We've got hail over here. So there's all different types of weather. And I'm going to actually show you. If you go into the Pokedex here, you can actually see all of the different types. So let's say that we wanted to find a Cherubi, right? We can actually press go into the Pokedex, look up its entry, click X, and it will appear with a map of all the different places that we can find Cherubi. So if I was to go into this area here, you can see up the top left here all the different weather that it will appear in from clear. The first one is clear. Then you've got cloudy or overcast, as you'll find it mentioned on Cerebi. You then have rain, thunderstorms, snow, hail, intense sun, sandstorm, fog, and fishing as well, which is not really a weather, but that's just a way that you can catch them. Okay, so as for the different types of weathers that are available to you, not all of these weathers are going to be available at the start of the game. You actually need to unlock some of them. So sandstorm and hailstorms, for instance, will only be unlocked once you go to the Hammerlock Castle up the top here. So if you go, you'll see it's called you've actually got to enter into Hammerlock before you can unlock those ones. Lastly as well, the fog, that won't be unlocked until you complete the entire game. So you won't be able to get any of the foggy zones before that. So that's how the weather works there. Now let's go have a look at just how you can find out what your favorite Pokemon is and when they're going to appear. So there is a bit of a trick to it, right? As you can see here, we have a bit of a guide, here it is, on what Pokemon prefer what weather system. So right here we've got fire prefers the sunny weather. Water, obviously rain and thunderstorms. And basically all the Pokemon down there prefer a particular type of weather. There is one somewhat exception with the Ghost here, which actually prefer appearing in fog, but also from 8 PM to 6 AM as well, which is quite cool. I like how they've done that specifically for the Ghost Pokemon to just appear at night more often. Next, if you want to find your favorite Pokemon, where they appear, you can actually do that by, you can look up individual Pokemon on Cerebi.net, and it will show you where they appear. But if you want to know in certain sections what the likelihood of certain Pokemon appearing, this is how you do that. I will leave the links below for every single section in the wild area, so you can look that up and find out what appears. But as you can see here, in normal weather, this outlines are based on both games, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield. In normal weather, you've got a 30% chance of finding a Cutiefly, but in overcast weather, you've only got a 25% chance of finding a Cutiefly. And plus, in an overcast weather, you will be able to find Sork in Pokemon Sword, whereas in normal weather, you'll find Toxel. So in fact, that Pokemon does not appear in overcast weather. This one does not appear in normal weather. So there's all sorts of examples of this, all of the different areas, all of the different zones, and both Pokemon Sword and Shield are covered in here for all the different weathers. It's incredible. So, one other thing I forgot to mention as well is that you can find certain Pokemon by shaking trees as well. You probably don't really want to do that, finding Pokemon through that. You can really only find Greedent, but you can get some great berries. Oh, you can get Cherubi as well. Sorry, I actually didn't know that. There you go. And yeah, you can also find berries from shaking the trees as well. But I did want to show you guys now something exciting that we discovered recently, that you can actually change the weather with a little trick. So if I am to go through into the settings here, I can go into system, date and time. Now the weather changes every 24 hours at midnight in your time, so the time that you have saved on the Switch, it will update. Now if you want to change that, you can literally just go into your calendar and change the date to whatever you want. There's not really a system to this that we've discovered. If you can figure out a system, cool, let us know. But just changing the date will randomly change the weather, it seems. So that's just a little trick. If you're not getting the weather that you want and you're trying to catch a Pokemon that you want, give that a go and it might help, which is pretty cool. So that pretty much explains the weather. That pretty much explains the different sections. Now, you can see I've shown you some of the examples of different weathers in here as well. There's a couple of other things I wanted to show you that you can actually find in the wild area that is really, really exciting. I don't know if you may not have known this, but there is actually a daycare center, or a what do they yeah, they don't call it a daycare center anymore. They call it I can't even remember what they call it now, but you can actually drop off your Pokemon here and breed them at this place here, which is just over the bridge. It's called a nursery. There you go. There you go. So you can do that in here. There's also one on where is it? Like around here as well. There's another nursery here as well. But if you want to do some breeding, you can actually do that in the wild area, which is really cool. Another thing that you can do in the wild area is you can find items. So sometimes you will just find randomly sparkly little things just like this, and there we go, we found an Ultra Ball. So keep an eye out. If you see anything sparkly, definitely go and grab it. You may also see, I think you have to be connected to the internet for this, but you may see some people wandering around, and if you go and talk to them, they will give you items as well. So you can pick up a whole bunch. There's one of those trees that we can shake. Let's shake it. Let's see if we get any good berries. What are we going to get? You can actually keep shaking. 3 berries. Let's go. Let's take the berries. But normally I'd shake that a little bit more. You can get berries that you can attach to or get your Pokemon to hold them, which is really cool. And in here we have basically a place where you can do Dynamax battles, right? So you can do raids. You can invite your friends into here. You can potentially get Gigantamax Pokemon in here as well. And yeah, play with it. If you connected, you've got to be connected to the internet for this. And you can connect with your friends and play battles with them as well. And I think that pretty much covers everything in the wild area. There's so many different Pokemon. It's incredible. Like, you can get some of the rarest Pokemon in the game. Like, I think the only place you can get Ditto, well, actually, I know this is the only place you can get a Ditto, is in the wild area. There's all sorts of rare and amazing Pokemon. You can literally spend hours exploring through here, having fun, finding new Pokemon, raiding with your friends, and just really enjoying the game. So it's really great that Pokemon decided to add this new feature. I hope they continue it in the next generations and they expand on it and make it even better. But guys, if you've got anything more you wanted to add to this guide, if you think I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. And like I said, I'm going to leave all of the links to those areas that you can find basically all the Pokemon below. I'll also leave a link to my Twitch. I stream quite regularly on there. I recently did a 24-hour live stream where we completed the entire story of this game. That I will upload that soon onto YouTube as well, all the clips from that as well. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and big thank you to Gabe from the DX clan who helped put this video together as well, and gave me some of the ideas for it as well. So that's going to do it for now. I'll catch you in the next video. Oh, look, there's a Gengar. I've already got one though. But alright guys, have a good day / night or wherever you are, and I'll speak to you next time. This is Rocket Rob blasting off again.